Over the past few years, we witnessed a lot of creative changes in the fashion world and luxury market. Some of the biggest changes has gone through a significant changes. For example, Pier Paolo Piccioli moved from Valentino to Balenciaga. Alessandra Michele moving from Gucci to Valentino. John Galliano has 2-year partnership with Zara. But while most of the public focuses on fashion and runway collection, there's also been an important changes happening in the jewelry world. One of the most significant is the Chanel's appointment of Marie-Laure Cérède as a new creative director of its jewelry department. Cérède, she is not new to the luxury market. In fact, she is not new to the jewelry department either. She started her career at Cartier, then she moved in 2002 for Harry Winston, where she spent 14 years as a creative director of jewelry and watches. Then in 2016, she returned to Cartier, designed some of the most iconic recent creations, including Clash Unlimited and Reflection de Cartier. According to Morgan Stanley, Chanel's watches and jewelry business make up to only 5% of its brand's total sales, which is around 965 million out of 19.3 billion in 2025. This shows that jewelry is a still small part of Chanel business compared to fashion, handbags, and its beauty section. Chanel's jewelry section has a lot of room to grow. When we compare Chanel to Cartier, the difference is very big. Cartier jewelry and watch business is much larger and stronger, with the famous collections like Love Bracelet, Juste de Clos, and Panthère. These are the iconic jewelries of Cartier. Chanel has successful collections like Coco Crush, but it does not have yet as many iconic jewelry pieces as Cartier. I believe this is why they hired Marie-Laure Cérède, because she has so many experience in the luxury and jewelry section department, and I do believe she can attract more customers. In simple terms, Chanel is trying to grow its jewelry business and make it bigger part of the brand's future instead of relying mostly on fashion and handbags. When we go to the Chanel website, their jewelry department is the things that we've seen before. Rings and necklaces that we've seen all over again. Don't get me wrong, they're beautiful, but we just needed some kind of new, fresh update. Imagine what she can create for Chanel. Chanel has so many histories and so many details that can make it into jewelry. They do have now this kind of jewelry, but in my opinion, it's a little old-fashioned, and we just need something good. With the recent World Cup, we're seeing a lot of fashion moments. There was one team that stood out, and that was the team Democratic Republic of Congo. While most of the team arrived wearing their soccer jersey, Congo team made a fashion statement when they landed at the Houston airport. When I first saw the clips of their entrance, I was in awe. I just got curious, who are all these people and why they're wearing this? So this choice is very deeply connected to their Congolese culture. In Congo, the leopard print is a very powerful symbol of strength, resilience, bravery, and leadership. It appears on the country's official coat of arms, and throughout the history, kings, chiefs, and political leaders wear leopard skins as a symbol of authority and power. This is why the national soccer team proudly carries the nickname Les Leopards. The year 2026 is especially meaningful for the country because it remarks DR Congo's first World Cup qualification since 1974, which makes ending of a 52-year-old hiatus. So this is their second-year participant. First, they participated in 1974, and only after 52 years, they're re-entering again. The fashion choices are also connected to Congo's most famous cultural moments, Le Sape. Le Sape is a world-renowned Congolese subculture where dressing elegantly is seen as a form and a symbol of dignity, pride, and self-expression. In many ways, Congo's World Cup arrival reminded us that fashion is never just clothing. It can tell stories of heritage, power, and identity. They looked so fashionable, so stylish. Hermès' new collection presented in LA, I think it was last week. This collection, it says it's a resort collection. While many calling it a resort collection, it's actually a second chapter of the Women's Fall and Winter 2026 collection, which is a continuation of the story first introduced in Paris runway in March. In this collection, there were so many monochromatic dressing and rich textures, velvet, satin, leather. Compared to the first part of the season, the silhouettes feel softer, more fluid, and much more evening focused. There were a lot of many looks that I liked, and it's just Hermès being Hermès. It's very quiet money, quite luxury, less logo, But there's also one thing that caught my attention, and it's this bag, Le Petit Sac. This bag first appeared on the Fall-Winter 2025 collection, and this bag didn't get a lot of attention. When I first looked at this bag, it was amazing. There's no logo, the colors are amazing. I'm trying to understand why this bag is not hyped as any other bags. It's a slim pochette style shoulder bag. On the straps you can see the H-shaped rings. I personally love the color, the simplicity of this bag, the look, and I do believe this bag will elevate any outfits. It can be a day bag, an evening bag, and work bag, a date bag, I don't know, any bag you can want it. And doing a girl math, if I had this bag, I would wear this every single time. But there's one thing that I didn't like about this bag. It's a very, very small bag. It's very thin. And here's the picture, so you can see it. This is a very small bag. I just hope it fits phone, a wallet, and a lip gloss. Probably a lot of us asking, is it a practical or is it just purely an aesthetic object? With the price starting at $6,350 for Chevre Mysore and going up to $8,850 for box calfskin. It's definitely an investment. Personally, I think it's a very beautiful collection. The only thing is very expensive and it's very not practical. The market has already proven that tiny bags can be highly successful. A good example is an iconic micro bag from Jacquemus, which became a huge fashion statement despite being barely practical. In luxury, bags are often about the image and styling rather than function. That is why I believe Hermès Le Petit Sac has a strong potential to become a hit. Today, many customers looking for minimal, understated, and quite luxury pieces, and this bag fits perfectly into that demand. Okay, my question is, how do we feel about this bag? Are we getting this bag or what are we doing? So Christopher Bale, the former chief creative director and CEO of Burberry, and a group of investors acquired English pottery maker Burleigh. Christopher Bale is a former chief creative officer and president of Burberry, has made a surprising return to British craftsmanship, and this time it's outside of fashion. Alongside a small group of investors, Bailey has acquired Burleigh Pottery, one of Britain's most iconic ceramic brands. The brand Burleigh was founded in 1851, which is a very old brand and carries a lot of heritage, traditions, and history. Burleigh Pottery is famous for its traditional tissue transferring printing techniques, a rare and highly skilled process that remains central to its identity. In fact, Burleigh is said to be the last heritage pottery in the world still applying this method entirely by hand. The timing of this acquisition is very important because Burleigh approached its 175-year anniversary. Its future had recently been uncertain after its parent company, Denby Pottery Company, fell into administration due to rising energy and labor costs. It has also been reported that it protects all 62 jobs and ensures that the century-old craftsmanship can survive for future generations. Thank you guys for watching till the end, and I will see you guys next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.